Okay, so tonight is our new coach call. And so we're kind of talking about some important things that as a new coach that you need to know. A lot of it is going to be in our new coach training. That's new coach basics is the new BU New Coach University. You can find everything you need in there plus some. So I want you to make it a goal is there's, I think, 16 units, and go through all of those units and make sure that you complete them, because that's basically the gist of what you need to know. And you don't need to go through all of them before you send your invites. Don't be like, oh, well, let me get to day 15 before I invite somebody. You want to do that before you feel comfortable. And we've got a ton of the call I did, I want to say last week, I put it into a document. I put the YouTube recording of it into a document, and then I copied and pasted the follow-up and invite actual scripts exactly. So you can use that. And I have a start to finish post in the units as well, where it's like, here's how you invite, here's how you follow up, here's how you explain the program, here's how you share a cart to send the link. So I've really been trying to literally outline everything step by step as you'll need it. And I mean, I always wanted you to try to figure it out yourself, but if you're like, okay, I spent 10 minutes and I still don't know what I'm doing, just send your upline coach a message and we can help you and pinpoint in where you need to be. But the most important thing is like, just don't be afraid to fail. Like, don't be afraid of the outcome of maybe somebody's going to say no, or maybe somebody's going to not respond. That is 100% going to happen. People are going to say no, people are going to ghost you, and people are going to say not right now. But the beauty of this business is that it's a not right now instead of a no forever. I have a coach that signed in January that literally has been thinking about coaching for 5 years. So it's just, you never know who's watching. Continue to ask them and come from a place of giving and expect nothing in return. I think that's like probably the best advice I can give is that, if you come from a place of, I don't even care if they don't say yes to this. I just want to be able to provide value to this person so that even if they don't say yes right now, they're going to think of me and come back. And so I have a ton of ebooks that I have in my challenge group, and they're in the team page, but I'll just actually make a unit of it for like ebooks that you can share with your clients. So I like to do this on follow-ups. So somebody I've invited in the past, and they said yes, or they said no, or it wasn't right for them right now, or they said nothing, I'll follow up with them by saying, hey girl, I know we chatted in the past and it wasn't the right time for you, but I just wanted to share this ebook with you that I share with my clients and see how you're doing, and see if this would be helpful for you in meal planning or meal prepping. So Michael, I'm like trying to figure out what's happening. It's like a picture of you, but your face is like fading in and out. Sorry, I'm a squirrel. But yeah, so just coming from a place of giving has been so, so beneficial, because people are like, oh, wow, that's really sweet. I'm going to respond to that. So, okay, so let's talk why. And because for sake of time, I don't want us to like do this live right now, but I want you to go into detail. And in the chat, I want you to just say your big whys. You don't have to go into detail in the chat right now, but I do want you to like actually journal it out. Maybe grab a cup of coffee tomorrow and like talk about your why, because this is what's going to help you move your business forward and make time when you don't have time, and do it anyways when you don't feel like it. Because I'm telling you 100% there will be days for both of those things where you don't have the time and you make the time, and you don't feel like it and you just have to do it. So the why, if you're a mom, it's often like kids and, okay. Yeah, mommy's working. Yeah, I'm going. Okay. What? Oh, okay. I'm going to head upstairs. Come on, Mommy. All right. Sorry, I'm going to head upstairs. So I want you to write in your chat. You're not going to be able to see me. Sorry, Matt. She doesn't really like Matt to do bedtime, so it's probably like an epic failure. I try to hide or put her to bed, but this 8 o'clock is really hard. She's crying and following me. I love you. I'll see you soon. Sorry. Okay. So I think it's just so important to really have a detailed why. Maybe it's a college savings for your kid. Maybe it's to be debt free. Maybe it's, a vacation home, maybe like whatever it is, and write out like if money was no issue, if you weren't sitting these limiting beliefs that, oh, I could never do that, and get really real with that. And that's like a really cool thing to have in front of you and remind you why you start. Okay, so let me see. Jamie says her why, her girls. And Michael's trying to figure out what's happening to her. Michael is my baby girls. I want them to know how to respect their bodies and love themselves how they are. Financial, I don't ever want to tell them no to an opportunity because of money. I love that. That's a really big one for me too. I grew up just hearing, no, we can't do that. We don't have the money. You can't do gymnastics. You can't do this. You can't do that. And that was a really big thing for me too. I love that. So path 1, path 2, and path 3. And this is all in the new coach training. So I'm trying to breeze over this fairly quickly because you have access to all of this. But go into the BU New Coach University and let us know. This is in the Unit 1 where I have this link. If you're wanting to be a path 1 coach, a path 2, or a path 3. Path 1 is a discount coach. I just want to get the discount. I want to have, this community. But I'm not really interested in leading groups or anything like that. Path 2 is a community builder where it's like, think of it as like a hobby coach. You have fun, you enjoy it, you sell things here and there, you live the lifestyle and you share it. But you're good with just kind of doing it on your terms. And then path 3 is a legacy builder where you use and love the product, you share your journey constantly. You want to lead a community, you see yourself being a leader of a successful team, and you want to have the potential for financial freedom. For me, from day one, I was path 3. I had $7 in my bank account when I started. I knew that this was somewhere where I could excel at if I just put in the work. I mean, I actually didn't know at the time, but I thought, hey, what do I have to lose? So I think this is really important, and we are not judging you for any path that you are on. We just want to know that it is very common for a path 1 coach to turn into a path 2 or even a path 3, and the same thing with path 2 and turning into a path 3. So even where you start right now isn't necessarily where you'll end up, but it's just good to see that. Okay, so most of you have gotten a welcome email from your upline, the new coach training, and then the apps that I like are BB Links. I don't send links from this app because if they have a past coach, it doesn't necessarily connect them to you. But I love it to just go in there if I'm like, how much is this? How much is this? Because you can just search in there. If you have an Android, you can use Coach Codes. Team calls are 8:30, not 8 o'clock. We changed that every Thursday. Guys, I can't tell you enough. And I know, Michael, you guys do your team calls, I think, on Tuesdays. So whatever, team call you have. And if you can make time for multiple, like if you're upline and then we also have one, and you can make time for it. And, maybe hubby can do bedtime, bath time, or, maybe you at the very least, at least one team call a week where you are in the flesh, you are meeting your tribe, you are talking to people, and you are seeing people that are going to become your very best friends. Because my favorite thing about coaching is community, is being able to make friends with new people and being able to, when I get to Summit, squeeze people for the first time and I'm like, oh my gosh, how have we never met in person? Like, you're one of my favorite people ever. This is so strange. And so that's what I want you guys to just really plug into these live things. National Wake Up Call every Monday at 11. This week's was really good. Make sure you're always plugging into those. Yesterday's was so good. And I think that's perfect for all coaches of every level, but specifically newer coaches to understand what kind of questions to ask. That was so good from Kim Fitzpatrick. Her story is very moving. Okay, I did not update this. Apologize before today. So Success Club trip is coming up next month. We've got a couple girls going to that. That's so exciting. You can qualify for, so I just registered for Success Club 2020. We are going to Punta Cana at the Heart. But you get to register for, so you guys can earn your chance to register for 2021 this year. That's how it works. So last year, like the Success Club points that I earned made me eligible to register for 2020. So what you guys are working towards right now is showing up. And I mean, if you like trips and you like traveling, it's a $300 deposit. You can earn the rest of your room, everything all inclusive to be paid for. And then you can bring a guest. Like, it's insane. And if that is important to you, then guys, Success Club is non-negotiable for you this year. And honestly, Success Club 5 is like, that's like you squeaking by with the skin of your teeth. So if you're like, okay, I want to make sure that I get off this list, it's based off like the most Success Club points. So really you need to sit Success Club 10 is like your benchmark if these trips are important to you. So I just need to put that out there. Diamond Retreat is in September or October, depending on that, but we're going to Provo, Utah, and that's going to be super fun. We have a corporate office out there. There's tons of hiking and awesome stuff. I've never been out there. It's beautiful, so I've heard and seen. So you can qualify for that by becoming a Diamond Coach by March 31st. And you're probably like, okay, February 5th, is that possible? 100% yes. That's 4 coaches on your left leg, 4 coaches on your right leg, and one of each of those are Emerald. So one of these is probably a controlled account. Addie's coming in to say goodnight. So you can add those 2 coaches. So you really just need 1 working coach on that other leg.
Bye, Mommy.
Bye. Good night. I love you. Say bye. Say good night.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
It's to say bye. Good night to the dog.
Bye.
So yeah, and then Summit is July 11th through 14th this year in Indianapolis, and I just made the post today, and I know, Alicia, this applies to you. If you've never hit a Success Club point ever, and then you hit Success Club in February, March, and April, you can get that ticket. I'm still waiting to see if it's for this year's Summit or next year's, but that's super exciting. And for any of you, if you've never hit had a single Success Club point, this applies to you, as well as the Success Starter, which is as you're a new coach, if you hit Success Club the first 3 months of a coach, you get your free Summit ticket. So like I said, National Wake Up Call every Monday, beautifully made team calls, 8:30, ignore that. Saturday coffee chat, that didn't really work out really well. 9 o'clock on a Saturday isn't great for me. So we're not currently doing that, but I'm trying to go live in our team page more and more and try to schedule some power half hours that we can do together. You guys know this, like the vital behaviors, they're called vital for a reason. If you're not doing them every day, you're basically not clocking into work. So like by the time your head hits the pillow, like just make sure you've done all these things, and you can do it in the pockets of the time that you have. Be proof the product works. Okay, do your workout and drink your shake. Follow your meal plan, and follow your meal plan as consistently as possible. Because guys, when you start seeing results and you can post like, hey, look at my results in 3 weeks, people are like, okay, tell me what you're doing. So if you really want to make this business a success, if you look at the top coaches, they have a transformation because they've been consistent. And so that's so important. It doesn't matter how big your transformation is. We just want to see, because other people are watching you and they want to know that it works. So the sooner that you can do that and prove to them what you're doing is really working, is going to be really beneficial and build your business. Personal development, I love. For new coaches, I say compound effect, go for no, the slight edge. Is there anything else? Anything else, Michael, you can think of? Those are really good. I have a ton of personal development I could tell you, but for that's like all that's coming to me for the basics. Yeah, Michael, if you think of anything, you can put it in the chat. And then the other thing is that I really like a business building personal development. So I listen to Your Virtual Upline podcast. And it's Bob Heilig. I actually hired him as a business mentor, and I have extra access to him. He's really great because he focuses on network marketing, which, yeah, we're in a network marketing company, and I love network marketing. I think it's really cool, the fact that we get to connect with people and network and thinking of things to do in order to build your business and help duplicate your coaches to have the same success, and then get people results. So get your own results. Help people, help them get results, like the end. Has anybody ever seen this breakdown of Diamond? So let me see. Is there anybody that has questions on Emerald? So this is you guys right now. If you're not Emerald, right here. And then this is what it takes to get Emerald. One on your left, one on your right. So I know Trisha has a coach so far. And then Ruby, which I think Michael is one of like my only coaches that was ever Ruby. And most people just like skip over it. So you can see what that is: 1 emerald on each leg, and then 2 coaches total on each leg, so 4 total. Basically, it's you just waiting. This is usually the hardest part. So if you've hit Ruby, you're like, okay, cool, I can control myself to get to diamond, because you're usually just waiting on somebody to hit emerald on both legs. So diamond is 4 coaches on your left, 4 coaches on your right. One of each of them are emerald, which means they have 2 coaches. One thing to keep in mind, if you have a secondary account or something like that, that has to have 50 personal volume points. And then once you become diamond, you have to have 100 personal volume points. Your Shakeology is 90 personal volume points on Home Direct, so you're good there. If you're diamond, you're gonna have 10 PV from your clients, and that's maybe like a Shakeology order goes through, or you get a new client. So you'll be good with that as long as you have your Shakeology or your performance line. For Success Club, I get this question a lot. For Success Club, in order to hit Success Club, you can sell 3 challenge packs and have 6 Success Club points. But if you don't have 90 personal volume points on Home Direct, you're not going to get like the leads and the benefits of it. So that's why it's just really important to either keep your Shakeology or performance line. Even if you rotate through, that's totally fine. And even if you need to buy packets and sell them to people for samples, that's fine too. But that secondary account, you really just need to have 50 personal volume points. So as you're checking out, you can take a look at how many personal volume points are attached to each individual item. So honestly, guys, I feel like Success Club is just like, that's just part of your job. When you just consider it a mindset, Success Club is just something that I'm going to strive for each month, that I want to be helping 3 people each month, that it's just kind of becomes part of the grind. And I'm hoping that it's like something that you don't skin by the skin of your teeth. It's something that you're like, I'm going to go all in, and, I'm going to change as many lives as possible. And just have fun with it, because when you're having fun and you're enjoying your program and you're committing and you're talking about the nutrition, the lunch that you made and that was really great, or the meal prep that you did, or the results that you're having, or how bad the workout kicked your butt, like people are going to see that. So just fall in love with your own fitness journey, and that the results will come as long as you're talking about it, using your stories, and being other than just a Beachbody shell of a Beachbody coach shell. You have other things about you. So I encourage you to think of 4 other things and put it in the chat. 4 other things about you that you can post about throughout the week. So for me, other things that I like is like, I always say like I'm a hot mess mama that loves Target. Wine. I'll say like I like fashion and like makeup and stuff like that. I am really a girly girl. And then I don't know why my brain like doesn't work right now. I have a German Shepherd, so I'm a dog mom too, things like that. So I try to talk about that, or I'll just like search like mom memes, like funny things like that, because so many of my market is moms, so like funny things like that. And if my house is a mess, like I will like talk to people about it, because I think the best thing that you can do is just show your real life and not try to be perfect, and people will relate to that more. So this is stuff that you can go over with your coach, learn preferred placement, learn strong and weak leg, and you can just go into your Coach Online office and go to your downline. If you go to sponsorship drill down, and you can see, or graphical genealogy, you can see where coaches are. If you see coaches that you don't know who they are and you didn't sponsor them, that's where your strong leg is. So your coach can talk to you about that. And there's tons of videos and trainings on YouTube. So I don't want to go into that, but just know if you have questions about that, just send your coach a message, and we'll be happy to help you. Diamond in 90 days is definitely something that would be like you pushing. I think it's doable, but I just think that you're not going to get there until you decide. And I don't care, like maybe you've been a coach 90 days already, it doesn't matter the time frame, but it does matter that you just make it a mindset. Diamond is a decision. And if you want to be here a year from now, then it's a decision that you're going to do it. Like you're just going to do it. You're going to do it. It's just about putting in the work to get there. And I just think that, if you're a discount coach, then no, that's not for you. If you're a hobby coach, then maybe that's not for you. But if you have big goals in this business, Diamond is a decision. And when you decide to go all in and get there, we're going to be here to help you. Michael, I can't with you. That's like Melissa when she was like, the San Francisco Bridge was in the background and she didn't know how it happened. Does everyone see Michael's floating face? Oh, sorry, I'm too squirrel for this. Okay. But yeah, I love the idea of 2 working coaches a month. So just hit Emerald and then hit Emerald every month after that. Curiosity marketing, no name dropping this. If you guys ever see, I call my unicorn juice or my energized unicorn juice, I call my Shakeology superfood smoothie, because people could easily like just go Google and be like $130. Nope. So I make people ask me about it. You are your brand. People could go on beachbody.com, but they're not doing that. They're deciding to sign up because they relate to you. They want you to be here to support them. And they see that if you can do it, they can do it. So I just think it's really important to think about your brand and really just kind of like take some time and write out all the things that you enjoy. So that's kind of like, when I said those 4 things, you can talk about so much more, like what things interest you and write them all down. Maybe it's like you like to read books. Maybe it's, something about like, oh, I love worship music. Maybe it's, your faith, whatever it is, just go through all of these things and write them down. And that's the kind of things that you are going to be looking for in somebody else. So when you're trying to grow like your Instagram and things like that, those are the kind of people that you're looking for. Are they a dog mom? Are they, are they Jesus lovers? Are they wine drinkers? Are they this? Are they that? Like look for those people that are really, truly your tribe. And that's when like the magic happens. No price or Beachbody posting. Don't post your link or anything like that. I do not send anybody the link until they know exactly what they're getting. They know the price and they are like ready and pumped to go. I don't just send the share a cart to be like, hey, check it out. Because we have other third-party tools to send. I don't send the share a cart until they are ready to go. So if you need a third-party tool to explain anything, come let us know. We've got tons of them. Focus on social media trainings. In our New Coach University, we've got a couple good ones from Jen Richardson and Jachana Jackson, but also literally just go on YouTube and subscribe to coaches that you enjoy following. And then like I subscribe to Jamie and Kim Fitzpatrick, and I get like a little notification when they upload a new YouTube video. And so I usually, if it's something that I think like, oh, that'd be good to watch, I'll add it to my watch later list on YouTube. You actually have a watch later list, which is really cool, because then when you're like, I need to do some personal development, what do I do? You can just go in there. And really cool for us busy mamas, which are most, I think all of us, is there's an app. It's a Google Chrome extension. So if you're watching from your computer, it's called Video Speed Controller, I think. And you can watch videos as long as it's not live. It can be like a recorded live that's complete. You can speed up the words, which I love, because I do that on the podcast and things like that. I speed it up. They talk a little faster, but for me, I'm like, if I can listen to a 30-minute training in like 16 minutes, I'm in. So that's a cool extension that you can do and kind of get more bang for your buck. So just focus on yourself and everything else will fall into place, guys. Like it's not about like brain surgery. It's not like anything hard. It's just showing up. And when you're excited and you're passionate about it, people will feed off that. So I think the most important thing I want to tell you guys is mindset. And just believe you can do it. I believe every single one of you will do it. I know you have everything in you to do it. You need to believe it. And you need to, you need to post that way. You need to know you have a successful team behind you. I don't care if you don't have a single coach. You still have us that are your team. So when you're talking about my team is on fire, my team is killing it, we're all a team. It doesn't matter if we're your specific coaches, we're all part of that team. So it's kind of that like fake it till you make it, and like be confident, because you know that you are inviting anybody that joins us to a 2-time elite team. Like twice we were in the top 100 as a team out of 500,000 coaches. Like you have this team support, you have people that are going to help you. They're going to answer your questions, and you need to be confident about that, because you're not just inviting them to a team that's going to be like, oh, cool, we like discounts, like welcome. We really are here to support people no matter what their goals are. And you need to just own it and be excited about it. And the more that you can just figure out what you're like so excited for and picture it and visualize it, is going to be when you're like, okay, I have a fire in my belly to show up and get people excited to join me because I love these programs. I love how simple this meal plan is. I love this community, and I know it's going to happen, and I know big things are coming. So if you just show up and have this like passion and excitement and just like, people thrive off of your energy. So having just positive energy and happiness is what so many people say that they're drawn to me for. So do that. You guys are all happy, positive people. Just put it out there. And live videos are so great at doing that. I know you're probably like, okay, I have hives just thinking about it, but we all had hives when we first started. So it's okay. People that love you are going to be like, oh, girl. I have people all the time tell me, I love your lives. And I think like I literally ramble and talk about the most random stuff, and I'm a squirrel. So I'm like, do people actually want this? But people tell me this all the time. So honestly, guys, anybody can do it. It just takes a little bit of you doing it all the time and showing up, and it'll get a lot easier. So, oh yeah, Michael said, you're a badass, and Crash the Chatterbox. Crash the Chatterbox is good. I'm looking at this chat. Sierra, Jessica says, my why, I'm 15 years away from the age my father was when he passed away, and 22 years away from the age my mother was when she passed away. I'm nowhere close to being ready to fight, so I'm going to put one up hell of a fight. Jessica, I just got chills reading that. I love that. And gosh, that is something that you can share too, is is just talking about how to deal with grief, and how to get through this really, really hard stuff that so many people haven't had to deal with. I have another coach that lost both her parents, and she talks about it, and she talks about grief, and she talks about how hard it is. And that just makes people's, like, for right now, I like, seriously, I'm like, just want to tear up for you. It's just, it makes people's heart go out to you. It makes people relate to you. It makes people connect to you. And so I went to a Chalene Johnson seminar, and she said, your darkest moment is what will shoot you into the stratosphere. And that's you talking about those really, really hard times. Maybe it was, death of a parent, death of a loved one. Maybe it was an eating disorder you suffered with. Maybe it was, it could be whatever it is. Like, talking about that and talking about how you felt in the moment and then turning it into a positive message is so powerful for people. So, and I know I'm guilty of that. I don't talk about it enough and talk about my eating disorders and things. I used to be better at that. I need to get, better at kind of policing my social media, making sure that I'm like, okay, I have new followers here. Don't share your story once, guys. You get new followers every week, every month. Like, share your story multiple times. And if I scroll more than, if I have to scroll really far to find a transformation photo, you're not posting enough. Get in our team page. We've got team transformations. You can share anybody that posts their team transformation in our page is game. If you see somebody post one that's our team, just send them a message if you're not sure. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to be totally cool with it. So Rachel hosted our team call 2 weeks ago, Rachel and Heather on Instagram, and it was really good. And they said, like, every 12 pictures should be a before and after. And if you don't have one yet, you need to work on getting one. And if you've shared yours or, whatever, you can always share anybody from our team. Sierra says, path 3, I want more freedom to give my daughter a life I couldn't have. I have a lot of whys. Good. Write them out and put them somewhere where you see them every day, and really just get real with that why. And that's going to really connect you. Sierra, she's a therapist, Pitbull mom, girl mom, holistic healing, and cool stuff that I love. Love that. Jessica says, account manager, cats, mom of a late teenager, young adult, travel, quitting smoking. Yay for quitting smoking. I'm Michael, military wife, Christian, Roddy mom, postpartum moms, girls mom, I'm a big visual person, love vision boards and pictures as reminders. Absolutely. And mine needs a little work, but like when I'm sitting here in my office, I've got my bat, I've got my family, I've got my babies, and that's right there. So like when I'm scrolling and being like, oh, what was this person's story? I can look up and be like, this is not helping Adley's college fund. So, keeping it in front of you. So that I just wanted to really, you guys know this, you guys have all the training in front of you. It's about doing the work. It's about showing up and doing the work and knowing, I know I said some of this in our message pod with Alicia and Trisha today, but just knowing that, like, I don't want my head to hit the pillow until I've done everything on my plate. Like, you wouldn't just like not make dinner for your family. Sometimes like we go to dinner, but you just wouldn't like be like sitting on the couch and not talk to anybody and not say anything about it, just not do it. You would have some other plan to feed your family. You know what I mean? Even though it's not the most fun thing, and it's the same thing. Like, Guys, I set a minimum of 5 invites a day, and that's a minimum because it's 5 people. And if you use a hashtag on Instagram, you can connect to millions. So if you have trouble figuring out who to invite, and it's not cold invites, I'm talking to people who are watching my story, who are liking my posts, who are commenting. If you don't have a ton of people doing that, that's why it's also important to grow your audience. And so the call I posted in our team page today by Ashley Feldison was really great. And then the team called 2 weeks ago from Rachel and Heather on Instagram was super helpful too. So I just think it's not up to me or your coach to help you learn everything about Instagram, because I'm not going to remake the 17 million training videos on social media on YouTube. For Beachbody coaching, because I'm not the 100% guru. Yeah, I can do it, but I'm not going to spend my time constantly doing that when, we have team calls about it. We have this when I have really good resources for you guys, and you just need to be a sponge and not be afraid to okay, if you have, some time, what podcast can you listen to? What training can you do? But don't just watch. It's about taking action. So I kind of reward myself with either reading or, I really want to watch this training. I really am excited to hear the tips they gave, but I got to send my invites first. And it's 8:40 and I have only sent 3 invites. So it's my goal to send 12 more before I go to bed. And so I'm going to go through my stories. And another really easy thing that's working right now is polls in your Instagram, and not just about fitness, doing polls about other things, other parts of your story. And because it's really easy for people to just click a poll. You're not asking for their email address or their firstborn child or anything. You're really just asking them to click something, and people are engaging that way. So I think that's really great. I'm actually going to post in this team call. It says the Kim and Jamie Fitzpatrick thing that came up today. It was their team call, and it said what's working, and it's 4 coaches that are talking about what's working in their business. So I'm going to post this in the chat. I'll also share it in the team page for anybody that's watching the recording. But that's it. That's an hour-long training. You can add it to your watch later list. I'm sure you could probably fast forward to some of the announcements in the beginning. So you click on it and then you add it to your watch later list. And then if you have that video speed controller extension, you can even listen to it faster. And that's the kind of stuff that I like to do. And I like to look at top coaches YouTube because they're doing something right and they're training their coaches to do something right. So that's a lot of times if I'm what should I do today? That's what I'll do. I'll just go to some top coaches and go through some of their recent calls and just be a sponge. And ask us for help, and don't be afraid to send invites. We've got so many tips on how to respond or how to start invites. The big thing I like to tell people is I don't do cold invites. If I don't know you, I don't have any relationship, you're not watching my stories, you're not commenting on my post or liking my post, I'm not going to just randomly message you to join because that's icky. And I would ignore that message if somebody sent it to me. I really shouldn't get butthurt. I don't get butthurt, but I'm like that person that's annoying that's hey, I have a big goal and I want to hit my Mary Kay goal this month. And I'm just I don't have time for this. I should, but I don't. So, that's how people may look at you. Now, don't take everybody not responding to you that way. That's not necessarily their thoughts, because they may have been unloading the dishwasher with their child and got distracted, or been in the grocery line and just forgot, because people like us or people not like us building a business aren't always thinking that. That being said, I'm going to open it up for questions. But one thing that's really helpful for me is when I'm sitting down to answer messages, I know what messages to respond to. So throughout the day, if I get a message here and there, I'll check it. If it's something I can really quickly send a voice message to, maybe a coach has a question or a client has a question, I'll do it. But if it's somebody that's hey, I had a question about this boot camp and I'm being mom at the time, I'm going to read it and then I'm going to mark it as unread so that when I am clocking in for Coach April, I have the time. So if you guys are on Facebook Messenger, what you do, say you've read, a post, but you're oh, I need to answer that later. If you swipe, you just take your finger and you swipe over here, it gives you a couple options. And if you click on there's 3 dashed lines. If you click there, it gives you some options. And I click the first one, it says mark as unread. So it's marked as unread, and now it's bold again. And as you can see that blue dot, and then you can even filter through unread messages. Can you do it on Messenger from your phone? I don't know yet, but you can do it from the computer. Can you do? I don't know if you can do it from here, but you can do it from your computer, that, or at least just go through and scroll through and find the ones that are bolded. And you can do the same thing on Instagram. Let me see if it's the same thing. So if you go up, how to insert your Instagram messages are up there. Okay, so what you do is say I wanted to mark this as unread. I just scroll over and there's an unread button, that blue button. And then you click that. And that's like so perfect for if I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to this later. This was like, I was probably 2 years into the business before I figured out you could do this. And it was such a game changer. So I just like to share that with new coaches too. So yeah, so what questions do you guys have? What, do you have any takeaways or anything that you're like looking forward to in this business? Anything that you want to talk about, anything you want to share, anything you want to ask? The floor is open. And I think you're all muted. Okay, so Alicia, I'm going to ask you. Alicia signed up as a coach before, was a coach before and signed back up this time and has been already sending share cards and talking to people and getting super out of her comfort zone. So what is one thing you are going to look forward to doing to move your business forward? What's something that you're like, okay, this is what I really have to like put my focus on?
Push for Emerald.
Okay.
Like big time. Because I mean, I've been doing share cards, yes, and, you know, promoting the product to, you know, everyone that asks, but I haven't been pushing for the Emerald. So that's my goal, is to really push to get to Emerald.
I love that. Because really, if you're in this to make money, Emerald is when you unlock that compensation plan. So if you're like, okay, everything is all you until you hit Emerald, and then you unlock that being able to cycle. And then, so once you are ready, if you do have a controlled business account, you always want to make sure that we chat so I know exactly like what leg to put it on. So we make sure that we go correctly. But yes, I love that goal. And in Team Cup month, if you're on a Team Cup, as you advance, you also get points for that as you rank advance. So that's cool too. So Trisha, you've got one coach. Do you have anybody in mind for your second coach?
Actually, I do. I started I did it like a free group, and I have only like 4 or 5 people in it. But this is a gal that's been doing Beachbody. She was off of Beachbody on demand, but still, she didn't realize she like still had an active account until I asked her to be in my group. And so she's like totally into it. And she's the one who, besides Lindsay, posts the most in there, like about food and funny pictures and just really motivated. And all of a sudden she was off the grid for a little bit. And then, I mean, she's just sharing, she's being very open about like life. Like, I couldn't eat right because of my teeth, you know, she got braces and she was drinking Shakeology and stuff. So I just think she would be really great at it. She is with another coach right now. I don't know that she knows the coach. We kind of briefly talked about it when I asked her to be in my group and to see if she wanted to be with me. And she goes, well, I already have an account and it's up in April. And so for me, our group is going like 3 more weeks. So I'm kind of in the midst of like when to talk to her about it. My struggle, I will say, and maybe you can give me some pointers. My struggle is, like I was telling you earlier, I haven't been on Facebook. I've been on my own island. And so when I'm contacting people, I'm really trying to get to know them so it's not like cold.
That's good.
And so I don't talk to them that much. Like there's been a few people who have asked me because I've posted stuff and I've told them about it, invited them, and they weren't interested yet. But I feel weird because I want them to know I want to be I'm really just interested in them. I don't care if they join or not. I mean, I love it, but so I'm struggling with that.
I think it's important to start new conversations every day so that you aren't just starting a conversation with somebody, because you're not going to like start a conversation, hey, how are you, and invite them in the next breath. So if you're starting new conversations and making new connections every day, then it's going to be easier to know who to invite, because the people you talked to a few days ago or a week ago, those are the people like, okay, we've connected. I've, shared my meal plan with them or that ebook. And the people that said no, a great way to follow up with those people is, hey, girl, I knew it wasn't the right time in the past. I just wanted to share this ebook with you and see if maybe you wanted to join our group. We start on the 11th, and I just wanted to open it up and see if you're down to join us this month, because I know last month was crazy for you. Anybody that says no, I like to follow up with giving something. So a free recipe, a free ebook. And I will make sure that tomorrow I get everything put together in the unit section of the both the team page and the New Coach University. So you have, they're all in the files, but you may have to scroll some for it. So they're all in our challenge group too. But just going through a place of giving, and people are like 100 times more likely to respond and be like, oh my gosh, I love this. And some of the books we have are really, really cool too. The ebooks, like the meal planning and meal prepping, one is like an editable thing, so you can like type it all up and print it. One talks about mindset and everything like that. So come from a place of giving, and don't be connected to the outcome. So you catch up with a girlfriend you haven't talked to in a while, and then you say, hey girl, I got to get going. When you don't know what else to say, just invite them. And if you talk to them in a place of, will you be my accountability buddy? It's not so scary. It's not so salesy. So, hey girl, I got to get going. And, it was so good to catch up. And I totally don't know if you're interested or not, but I just started this new fitness program, and I'm looking for accountability buddies because I need all the help I can get. What are you currently doing? What are you currently doing for your health and fitness, or, something like that? It's an open door to be an accountability buddy, and they have every option of saying no. Or, hey, I'm already doing the gym. Okay, that's awesome. Like, what are you currently doing when you go to the gym? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. What are you doing for nutrition? Well, nothing. Oh, well, it's really hard because you really just can't outwork a bad diet. And I know that I went to the gym forever and just didn't really see any results. So if you are struggling with that and want to find an easy meal plan, the one that I use, I absolutely love, and I could totally share it with you. So just knowing that, like, just asking the questions to get them to talk. And even if it's a no right now, then, okay, let me just share with this ebook that I share with my clients. I just wanted to leave you with this. And if you ever change your mind down the road, I'm just looking for another busy mama for an accountability buddy. And have a great day. At the same time, you're still leaving them better than what you when you started. You gave them value. They said no, but who cares? You can follow up with them next month with the message I said earlier. Hey girl, I know it wasn't the right time for you. I wanted to know if I wanted to save you a spot. Another thing I've been doing is pairing people up with buddies. So I'm like, I have to have an even number. So I just want to make sure if I should save you a spot or if I need to grab somebody else so that I have an even number to pair buddies up. And people are like more likely to respond because they know, like, oh shoot, she's waiting on me.
Okay. That sounds good. Have you ever done, I have an interesting, because like my girls are in the service, and Madeline is Marines. And so right now she's working out like probably 3 days a week with these other Marines that are waiting to go to boot camp or whatever. But I thought that would be kind of cool to do something like, get some of the, because I love Energizer. I mean, like, I'm just like in love with it. And so what about something like, I was trying to think what I could do for them to maybe possibly get them interested, her friends, because they drink like energy drinks like they're going out of style, So like, would you do something like, the little packets for them to try it? Or
so you can get people to try 10 samples for $18, which is super cheap. Like most people spend $20 on stupid stuff. So what I've been doing is when people are logging in or for whatever, I'm like, and if you want to try out my unicorn juice, it's $18 for a packet of 10. I can throw that in your cart too if you want, because I just get it in their hands, and $18 are normally like, I'm already doing it, whatever. I've also been doing that with the sampler pack, because they're spending $30 for the sampler pack. Hey, do you want to try this? Yeah, I've been meaning to try that, throw that in there. So just getting it in people's hands. And then also in like your groups or, things like that, you can do Energize. You can buy like the samples or the packs or the tubes or whatever, and then give those as samples in like a free group or something like that, and let people try it. But I do a lot of like, awarding people with other products so that they can try it. And then did I send you samples, Alicia? Okay, just kidding. I thought I did. I was just like, nope.
That's funny.
But I do that a lot, and 9 times out of 10 when people try it, they are buying it because it's awesome. And if you have any runners on your friends feed too, Energize is amazing for runners.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I would honestly try. I would give it to anybody if you think that they would be interested in it, and especially if it's somebody else that has other people that may be interested too. Michael asked me to talk about how I track my Instagram peeps. So is this the right spot? No, that's the old version of the business activity tracker. Basically, what I do when I'm following people, I don't write those people down. Because I don't write anybody down unless I'm actually having a conversation with them. So when I'm just like going through and mass following people to grow my following, I basically if you go to like the little, is it the magnifying glass? What does it look like? Let me see. Yeah, the little magnifying glass. Okay, then I click this right here, and this shows you like popular pages. So I go to one that's like not a fitness one. Okay, so this chick, look at her little adorable family. Yeah. So I'll go to her. What is she? Yeah, nothing fitness related. So if I go to her posts, her adorable family, and then I can see she's got 355 comments and 13,000 likes. That would be nice. And so you can just go, I like to go through comments because those are people that are clearly active on Facebook. And then I will just let me see if it's different here. Likes. Okay. Yeah. So likes, go to these are the people that liked it. And you could just go by judging by their profile picture, just hit follow. And then there's the app Cleaner that you could run once a week and make sure that there's like a certain number of things. I think it's like no more than like 70 follows or unfollows per hour. So you have to double check and see what it is, because you make sure that you have to follow those rules so that you're not like setting off any red flags with Instagram. But so on Sunday comes along, okay, so maybe I do my following, and then Sunday comes along and I unfollow anybody not following me back, so that you're not like following 7 million people and only like, 1,000 are following you. So that's one way. But she says to spend 30 minutes just doing this a day. Follow. And even though that sounds crazy, it's going to grow your Instagram as long as you have content that people want to see on your Instagram. So that's why it's really important to say, does this add value? If no, then why am I posting it? And value can still be like, it will make someone laugh, because like that's also part of your target market. But also trying to
check. Do you check to see if I kind of did that on somebody. I didn't realize she was doing Beachbody at the time. She was selling a product, but I did look at who was following her, but a lot of them were private accounts. Do you check that, or you just follow?
I just follow, and then unfollow anybody that's, because they'll choose if they want to accept it or not, and then unfollow anybody that's not following me back. And this is not about like inviting people, so you don't have to track this. When I'm starting a new conversation, I write them down on the back of my business activity tracker, and I usually just do their Instagram name. I don't even really focus on like doing too much in depth until I actually get to the invite. But as I'm starting new conversations, I'm going to write down some information about them. Do they have a new baby? Are they pregnant? Like da-da-da-da. And then what I like to do when I send my invites is I go from people that are watching my story, liking or commenting on my posts. And what I'll do is, hey girl, thanks so much for the love on my post. It means so much to me. Sometimes it's so hard putting myself out there. Tell me about you. Are you into health and fitness? Or, oh my gosh, your baby is so cute. Like, where are you from? Or girl, I absolutely love your page. You're so positive and I love how much you travel. When's your next travel, or where are you traveling next? Or, hey girl, I love your post. Oh my gosh, you're so inspirational. Are you a coach too? If it's somebody that I'm like, this person would be an awesome coach, they're already doing what a coach should do, that's what I'll do. Are you a coach too? And that's like a great, like, kind of like confidence boost to them. Be like, oh, she thought I was a coach. And really, Shayla, one of my rock star coaches, I really thought she was a coach for the longest time, so I didn't invite her. It turns out she was just doing like every Beachbody program under the sun. And I think she like messaged me, and that's how I invited her. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank goodness somebody else didn't scoop her up. But yeah, so I will track the people that I start conversations with just on the back of my business activity tracker. I write down their name, and then I will kind of like write in the notes section like where our conversation goes. And I use Google Streak. I mean, you can use pen and paper, whatever works for you. I use Google Streak. It's a free extension within your Gmail. I don't think it's necessarily like right now to set that up. I'd rather you focus on like getting your invites in, doing your vital behaviors, because you could do like every shiny thing under the sun, but it's not going to move your business forward. So right now I say do the vitals, get comfortable with that, hit Emerald, and then we can figure out that. But I was pen and paper notebook for the longest time, as long as you're writing it down and being consistent so you know who to follow up with. So I do. Okay, so it's February. So I have my February invites, and I'm constantly just in my notebook or my business activity tracker, whatever. And I'm constantly just writing down everybody I'm talking to, starting new conversations with. If you want to do a highlighter, maybe you can say like, okay, once I've invited them, they can be pink, or whatever system works for you. And then I have February follow-ups. So I go back from December and January, and anybody that I've invited that either hasn't responded or it wasn't the right time for them, or didn't purchase, or didn't flat out say like, no, leave me alone, I'm going to invite them and follow up with them. And I still keep that. And I don't get no, leave me alone too often, but I have, or just blocked her. I had a coach sign up and then like return everything and block me. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, you could have said it wasn't for you, but so I promise you won't be the first to have crazy things happen to you. But yeah, so focus on hitting Emerald, and the other things will come. As long as you're writing down everybody you're talking to, you'll be good. You'll follow up. But that's what I do, is I like to have that so that I can go back through, and it's actually easier to follow up. And I count a follow up as an invite too. If I'm like, hey girl, I know it wasn't the right time for you, I just wanted to, doesn't matter if it's a follow up, I still consider that an invite, because you're inviting them again. And sometimes it takes multiple exposures. So if you think about it, did you sign up the first time you heard about it? And if you didn't, then don't be butthurt about it. I stalked Alicia for a long time. And I was like, I love this girl. She's going to be a coach. And she was like, and I was like, but I knew it would happen. So, yeah. So honestly, that's what you have to do, is every time you're like, oh my gosh, this person didn't respond to a message, or oh my gosh, this person still hasn't said yes, I've talked to them a million times, but I guarantee you either ghosted your coach or you said no multiple times. So don't be upset over that. So I hope this was helpful, but I think the biggest thing that will make a difference is just your mindset. Just know you can do it. We all believe in you. We know you can do it. You have all the tools to succeed. Just know that like scrolling Facebook isn't going to move your business forward. Talking to new people, starting new conversations, being genuine, coming from a place of giving and focusing on leaving people better than when you left them, and just having great results with your own fitness and nutrition, like that's going to be where the magic happens. So how have you guys, speaking of that, I've been horrible with nutrition, so I'm recommitting this week. How have you guys been doing in your fitness and nutrition? People laugh. Did I bust? Are you busted?
Just a little bit.
Okay, so it's nutrition, right? Because I've seen your workout posts.
Yeah. I have a tendency. I have a sweet tooth. Like and I will like. It's not horrible, but it's like I'll have like the nut butter with like some chocolate chips, or I don't know.
Here's your homework. Go on Pinterest. Type in Shakeology mug cake.
Okay.
Make one, make a story about it, make a post about it, share the recipe. And if your picture isn't pretty, you can take it outside, make it pretty. You can use a filter. If you want to send it to me, I'll filter it for you. I'll teach you how. Or you can just find one. If there's like a blogger that has a pretty one, just use theirs and be like, guys, this is a game changer. And I do this too for people that tell me, oh, I have 2 bags of Shakeology. I'm like, why? But 2, I had one girl that said she had 4 bags of Shakeology. And I'm like, that's $400. You should probably do that. So I sent her a recipe for peanut butter cups. There's Shakeology peanut butter cups that you can make. It's like coconut oil, chocolate, Shakeology, and peanut butter, and you can freeze it into a mold. It's delicious. And the Shakeology mug cakes. So when people tell me that, I send them those 2 recipes. And even like clients that are telling me they're struggling with their sweet tooth, that's what I send them. Because I'm like, you're still getting vitamins and minerals. Yes, there's better choices, but this is 100% like guilt-free for me when I do this. So, and meal planning is going to be really good for your business too, because it's going to make you kind of get out of your comfort zone. So I try to get on Pinterest and try different things. I have a really picky husband too, so I try to get different things, and then you can share that recipe. And you what I like to do is make it into a post and share the recipe. Don't just share the link. Copy and paste the ingredients in the recipe, but put in some of your personal input too. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to make this for Super Bowl Sunday or whatever. Kim Fitzpatrick, I absolutely love following her because she's just so real, and I love getting inspiration from her every week, every Tuesday. She will make a post and be like, hey, I got this from my clean food crush. And she'll say like what her Instagram name is, but she doesn't like share a link or anything. And then she uses a photo, copies and pastes her recipe, and then she puts in some things about her life and makes it a little bit personal. It's not just a recipe share. It's also sharing some part of her day, her life, whatever. And that's creating value. And at the end, you can be like, share this to your page to use for later. So people are sharing your stuff, more people are, but that's value, guys. And I try to do that in my challenge group. So if you guys want to help, and I'm not really doing much in that Transform 20 challenge group. I'm really just focusing on the good vibes. I can't do 2. I tried. I just can't do 2. So I'm focusing on the good vibes. I think that like the transformation group is kind of running itself because you guys are being so consistent. But I would love, and Alicia's been helping me a lot. And Sierra, I know you're in Michael's group, so you can help her. But the help, if I could get people to help and like share recipes or, do things like that. And then once I share the recipe, I try to add it into a unit. You can add it into a unit. I already have clean recipe units in there. And so then when a new person's added, they're like, oh my gosh, look at all these recipes right here in this unit section. So it's super valuable to them too. So if you guys can help and, you find something you like, share it in the group, treat it like yours. It's not just mine, it's ours. I don't want you to feel like you have to create your own right away, because honestly, when you create your own and you have 3 clients and only 1 is posting, you feel like a failure. And I don't want you to feel like a failure, and I want your hard work to go wasted. So I say wait a couple months until you have a client base, and then pair up with another coach and run one. Don't run your first one by yourself. The free group is fine, Trisha. You're doing your free group. That's totally fine. It's different. But I just feel like it's kind of like you're like, oh man, I failed, da da da. And it's like, no, you just need more people. So that's one thing that I'm really trying to have people do, is not go off too soon on doing a challenge group, because if you don't have to do the extra work, don't. Just show up and be a good challenger and provide a little value, and that's all I ask. So, okay. Yeah.
Pressure's off. I'm like, pressure's off.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that we have so much other stuff to focus on in the beginning. I'd rather you spend more time like taking action and building your business than creating a new challenge group from the beginning. So, all right. Well, I've got to get going. Thank you so much for hopping on. I told Matt this was going to be 30 minutes, and I tell him that every time, and it's like an hour every time. I should just start saying it's going to be an hour. But I'm going to go unplug because I have been like nonstop all day. You guys know, if you ever have any questions, you can reach out to me. I do think Emerald in 30 days is 100% doable. I just tagged Morgan in Sierra, thank you so much for hopping on, and I can't wait to get to know you more. And I just know you guys are going to rock this. Just showing up right here tonight shows that you want this and that you're in it for the long run, because you could have been with your family and doing other things, but you spent an hour listening to me blab. So I appreciate you. I don't even know where my head was going. I was going to say something else, but yeah, if you need anything at all, you can always reach out to me, send me a message, send your upline a message, or post on the team page. We're all here together. Don't ever think it's a stupid question. I do say go to FAQ. If you have any questions, FAQ, just type it in, or Google. Can't find it, go on the team page. You can search the team page. Can't find it, then ask me. I'm 100% going to answer your questions. But a lot of times if you ask me a question, I'm like, I don't know, let me go to the FAQ. And then I'm like, no, April, make them do it. Because I would be going to the FAQ like 70 times a day. Otherwise, if I didn't train you guys to do that. And I want you to train your coaches to do that too, so that you have more time for your family. So, all right, guys, I will see you on Thursday. And on Thursday, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Oh, okay. I have a guest speaker, and she started in August 2017, and in 2018 ended as an elite coach, which is like 5-star diamond. So she went from starting in August of 2017 to ending as a 5-star diamond. So she's going to be talking about basically what she did to get there and kind of bring in the fire. So you won't want to miss that Thursday at 8:30 Eastern time. And just change your mindset. Know you're hitting diamond. Get your why. Write it out. Put it. If you want to do a vision board, you can use canva.com. You can do old school and clip out like pictures, whatever you want to do, but have fun with it. If you're like creative side, I really like having something like visual in front of me. You can use Canva and make it like the background of your computer or your phone or whatever, but just know that anything is possible in this business, and there is no dream that is too big. And if anything, your dreams are too small. So make them bigger, go big, and just know as long as you show up every day, you'll get there. So, all right, I'm going to stop the recording. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on.